Fright for Edward. Halloween was fast approaching on the island of Sodor. The engines loved seeing the stations decorated with spooky ornaments, and all the children dressed in their costumes. But most of all, they loved to hear ghost stories, especially by Edward.
They say it roams the rails in pursuit of the engine who bumped it to pieces. Legend has it that if you see it roll past, you will never make it back to your shed. You will find yourself in the scrapyard instead.
The engines gasped. They were speechless.
Well, enough stories for now. It's getting late. Off to sleep all.
The engines tried to sleep, but they still chatted excitedly about Edward's story. All except Oliver. The next morning, Oliver talked to Duck about Edward's ghost story.
It's not right,
He complained to Duck.
using scrap in a cheap ghost story.
It's all in the spirit of the season. Edward's the last engine who'd want to cause any offense. He knows scrap is serious, but we're safe here.
You should try being on the run, with the threat of scrap looming closer every day.
He snorted indignantly away. Duck chuckled to himself. Oliver was grumpy for the rest of the day. He was grumpier still when he was ordered to help organize the harbor yard on Edward's branch line. By the time he arrived, a low mist had rolled in from the sea. Bill and Ben were chatting nervously to one another.
I hope Edward takes care tonight. What if the bad luck brake band finds him? Maybe we should tell another engine to take his train. Like all—
No chance. Bad luck is just like Edward's story. It's nonsense. You two would be wise to focus on your work instead of that rubbish.
Bill and Ben said nothing more, and they scampered away. When night had fallen, Oliver was eager to leave. The yard manager came to see him. The brakes on the van for Edward's night train aren't working properly, he explained. Could you be his back engine? That way, you can get back to the junction and Edward can pick up a spare van at Wellsworth. Begrudgingly, Oliver agreed. He found Edward coupled to the trucks, napping on the quay. Oliver then noticed the faulty brake fan on the opposite line and had a devious idea. He buffered up behind the van and gave it a nudge. With a creak, he began to roll down the line, past Edward. Quickly, Oliver changed tracks and came up behind the trucks. Edward woke with a start.
Goodness! What's going on?
Out in the darkness of the countryside, Oliver started wailing ghoulishly. Edward was at a loss for words. Then he saw the red signal ahead. He braked hard, but Oliver, too busy playing ghost to notice, kept pushing.
Stop! Stop!
Too late. Edward felt his wheels bumping for the points, along the sleepers and off the line. Some of the trucks came off too, and the train finally stopped. Edward sat crooked on the line side, his front bogie damaged by the crash.
Help, help, it's the bad luck brake van, Edward.
Actually, it's me, came the quivering reply. Soon, Boko arrived, and then fetched the breakdown crane, along with Sir Topham Hatt.
Well, Oliver, I've certainly never seen any of Edward's ghost stories taken this far, and I'd prefer if it didn't happen again. Edward will be at the works for quite some time, and you will be helping Boko run the line until he returns. Perhaps it will teach you to be more sensible.
Yes, sir.
Soon, Oliver rolled alongside Edward.
I'm sorry, Edward. Certainly didn't mean for things to go this far.
My stories don't usually get this sort of reaction. Duck told me how you felt, and I'm sorry too. I certainly never meant to upset you.
And I didn't mean for things to go this far.
Ah, well, you did give me a good scare. Look on the bright side. I'll have plenty of time to think of better, scarier stories at the works.
Oliver just had to laugh.